again to Unit 4, Session 2, where we are looking at divorce, family problems, and remarriage. Session 2 is devoted to understanding divorce. The previous unit, we talked about what divorce is all about, all the stages that we go through. This session, we want to understand divorce better. After going through Session 2 of Unit 4, you should be able to describe the culture of divorce, analyze why couples divorce, and explain why some people divorce and others stay married. The culture of divorce. With divorce culture, white men describe it as the notion that divorce has been accepted and that it's almost expected outcome of the marriage. As we mentioned earlier on with Session 1, divorce would have to go through a lot of stages. And so when it gets to this stage of divorce, it means that it has gone through the isolation stage, the separation stage, you can mention the other stages. And now people have accepted that the marriage has ended. Before the 1950s, divorce was real, but now we see divorce everywhere. People get married 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, 6 months, they want to divorce. In those years, before the 1950s, people were considering a lot of factors as to the reason why they will not divorce. To them, their children were key. So looking at the children they have, they say because of the children, I will not divorce my partner. But we are saying that even now, with the presence of children, it does not deter people from getting divorced. Why then do couples divorce? In the previous session, Session 1, we mentioned a lot of reasons that people give as to why they have to end the whole marriage. People that began as lovers now end up becoming enemies sometimes. Why? We mentioned factors such as sometimes the age, financial issues. We also talked about some behavioral challenges, abuse, and then many others. So these are some of the reasons why people think that they cannot continue with their marriage and therefore they have to end it legally, which is divorce. We want to continue to look at more reasons why couples divorce. And some of the reasons here, first one, we are talking about communication, how you interact with each other. Communication is very key, both the verbal and then the non-verbal means of communicating with our partners will determine whether the marriage will end or not. So it's one of the causes. If there are poor communication in the marriage, you don't talk to each other, you measure decisions, you don't consult each other, the kind of demeanor, the space you give to each other as being an example of the non-verbal, we say it could be one of the causes of a divorce. And then we have power struggles. Now that we are all working, sometimes we see this in the modern homes. Power struggles. The woman thinks that I also earn. I am also a breadwinner in the family. And so we are all equal. There are some roles that we all have to undertake in the marriage. And the man also thinks that I am the head. So you have to obey all the instructions that I give. So you realize that there is this sort of power struggles. And then unrealistic expectations about marriage. As we mentioned earlier on some of the predictors, young couples get into marriage with a lot of expectations. People even think that once they get married, all their problems are gone. All the financial issues is gone because the man will be in the position to provide, probably looking at the background of the man. They enter the marriage and they realize that the expectation is different. The real situation does not match up with the expectations that they enter the marriage. And when it happens like that, you realize that they are no longer interested in that kind of marriage. People enter into their marriage because I need someone to cater for my school fees. So they enter, they are not getting that kind of expectation. They think the man will be there 24/7. They are not seeing this. So they think that no, that wasn't why I entered into this marriage, and it can lead to divorce. And then sexual relationship problems and difficulties in decision making. A lot of marriages are breaking because of what? Sexual relationship. And in our culture, we think that for sexual issues, it always comes from the man. So unsatisfying sexual relations in the marriage can lead to divorce. And it could come from both parties. The woman might come out with her own sexual challenges. The man can also come to the marriage with their own sexual challenges. So when it happens like that, you realize that it can lead to divorce because partners are not satisfied sexually. And so these are some of the 5 issues that couples have reported based on a research that was conducted. And then the study again provided a ranking based on frequency and difficulty, and then the damaging impact of the problems that normally come as a result of divorce. And the top 5 issues that can cause a divorce has to do with what? And as I mentioned earlier on, it's ranked. So power struggles first, lack of loving feelings the second, communications, and then extramarital affairs. These are some of the issues that can cause a divorce. The issue with the most damaging impact, we are talking about physical abuse, extramarital affairs, and alcoholism, according to the research that was conducted. So men, mostly, the women do abuse, but most of the ones that are being reported, we see men abusing the women. And then extramarital affairs, which can come from both partners, can also result into that. These were the prevalent ones according to the research that was conducted. Now let us look at unhappy versus happy couples. Unhappy versus happy couples. We are saying that it is not about age, it is not about some of the other issues that we mentioned, financial issues. Sometimes it goes beyond that. And so to determine the marriage, whether we are experiencing unhappy one or happy one, depends on sexual relations, communication, how we are able to resolve conflict, and then we are also looking at children and parenting and leisure activities. So as we've already mentioned, sex in marriage is very important, and so we are able to handle it very well. It can lead to a happy marriage or unhappy marriage. Some people are in marriages, they are not happy because of sexual relations. Others are not happy, others are happy because of their communication, conflict resolution, and then children. Sometimes children come as a blessing, other times children come as a way that could be a cause to the ending of their marriage. Now we want to look at these points: communication and conflict resolution. Communication and conflict resolution are interrelated, I must say. Both are necessary skills in a happy marriage, as demonstrated by Fowles and Oxon. They came out to say that this is very important. And then sexual relations. An unsatisfying sex life is often associated with divorce. I've mentioned, and it is something that we have to pay much attention. Some divorcing people contend that sex is the only battleground, not the cause of the war. To end it, we say that the most prominent problems reported by couples seeking marital therapy are poor communication, power struggles, unrealistic expectations about their marriage, sexual relationship problems, and difficulties in decision making. For marital therapists and the counselors and others, we are saying that the most difficult problems to treat are lack of loving feelings, alcoholism, and extramarital affairs. Thank you for listening.